I am Cat and welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Sentimental Trickster. Previously we tried to go to a Yumi's play and the grandfather was being a old biggity jerk face, and then Jin kind of ran away and we found out that his parents died, which kind of figured anyways, and we had to go find him, and I guess we found him. And that's pretty much where we left off. Alright, let's continue. And that's when I hear him. You're just a bunch of low-life thugs. That's what you are. What the heck is wrong with his voice? Was his voice supposed to be weird? Oh, he's fighting again. Desperately, I dart closer. Jin is being surrounded on the side of the convenience store building by a group of 5 guys. And he is obviously drunk. Oh, I should have sounded more drunk. Well, I guess with my nose stuff, he could be drunk. Jin, I rush the group to his side. Blearily, he looks at me and starts grinning like a madman. Seems like a normal grin to me. Finally, we have a fair fight now. I look over at these guys, and they are definitely a much rougher crew than we fought the night that I met him. Damn it, Jin. What have you got yourself into? Hey, I don't know what's going on, but my friend here is pretty wasted. Can we please forget this? Thug leader. Man, you think we're just going to let this guy pass? He said we were in there stealing. I look over at Jin. He shrugs. I think they did. It looked like they did. I also wonder if you can tell me how many fingers I'm holding up. Well, currently none because our hands are in a fist. Jin just laughs, as if I've said something hilarious. Look, I'm sorry, my friend is obviously wasted here. Can we please just go our separate ways? I don't know how much you got on you. We're not giving you money, you thief. Jin, knock it off. Look, I don't have anything on me. Can you please just let it go? It's been a really hard day for him. Jin seems to sober slightly when I say that. Maybe it's been a hard day for me too. Maybe I don't like being called names. I take a step closer, palms out in what I hope is a non-threatening gesture. The leader of the thugs raises an eyebrow, but doesn't move. I make sure to speak in a hushed tone. Look, it's the anniversary of his parents' death. He's obviously not taking it well. Please just let it slide. The guy mulls it over and looks about to call off his goons when suddenly Jin slips past me and sucker punches him in the gut. Damn it, Jin. What in the hell? Don't worry, I got him. Jin, stop it, you idiot. Well, you son of a... A glint of metal appears in the leader's hand, and I can't help but pale. The guy has a knife. All I can think of is when I admonished Jin's days earlier about what he would ever do if something like this happened while we were pretending to be Yakuza. There's only one thing to do. I scream. I can't scream right now, Haru. Help! Help! Please! Someone! Call the police! This guy has a knife! I think I startle him because he takes a step backward. I grab Jin's hand and run. At first he tries to give me a little resistance, but I have way too much adrenaline and I'm screaming like a maniac. Also, we're sober and he is drunk. I ran until we're a good distance away, and I'm confident that the guy and his gang haven't followed us. Jin is heaving, trying to catch his breath, and I want to yell at him. Why did we leave? We had them. We had them? We had them? He had a knife, Jin. We could have taken him. That's it. I'm mad. No, we couldn't have. Not him. With one knife and 4 other guys that might have knives. Especially not while you are drunk. What in the actual hell, Jin? Are you trying to get yourself killed? He winces at the words and recoils from me. I could have... No, you couldn't. You are drunk as hell, and you can barely stand up. Those guys were much more dangerous than some hipsters at school or some creep harassing a girl. They knew how to fight, and you went looking for trouble. You could have gotten killed tonight. Why the hell would you risk your life this way? Jin says nothing, just stares at the ground. Do you know your sister's waiting for you at home? She's worried sick about you because you left her all alone and you're worrying her. She cares about you so much and she just wants you to be happy. He closes his eyes. A look of weakness crosses his face. I step forward. I care about you too. You know you can talk to me. I reach out for his hand, but the instant my fingers touch his skin, he recoils like he's been burned. He chuckles sadly and turns his back to me. You should just leave me alone, okay? I can't even believe he just said that. After all we've been through, after everything I've helped him with, now he just thinks that I can leave him? My heart starts to hurt as I look at him like this. I sigh. I'm not going anywhere. I'm taking you home. Before he can say a word, I hook his arm over my shoulder and side up next to him, half carrying him, half guiding him back to his apartment. He fusses, but mostly he's just eerily quiet. I know he's hurting. It makes me sad to see it, because over these last few weeks, I've grown close to him, closer than I realized. With the line of his body pressed against mine, drunk or not, I realize I love him. He probably doesn't even feel the same. Shit. Oh, great. And the assholes here. Finally, we make it back, but my steps falter as I see who's standing in front of the house. Looks like Jin and Ayumi's grandfather hadn't had enough this morning. Ayumi is staring at the ground and her grandfather is saying something to her, face terse. My pace picks up, and Jin blearily looks up, feet dragging as he realizes who is talking to his sister. He sees the both of us and looks us up and down like we're bugs. Oh boy, this is gonna suck. Look what the cat finally dragged home. You know your sister and I have been worried sick about you. My eyes narrow. I doubt that he's been worried at all. I wish I hadn't. He notices. You're still here? It's highly inappropriate that you keep showing up and doing whatever it is you people do with my grandson. Look, Jin doesn't feel well. If that's all, I think he needs to get to bed. I'm sure that you'd like to get him inside, wouldn't you? Sick. It sounds like you're the one who's sick. You just took that to a completely dirty place, old man. Grandpa, please. Hey, there's no need to be that way. I don't want to hear anything from you. Just look at you. It's the anniversary of your parents' death, and you can't even bother to remember them honorably. Instead, you subject your sister to your obscene, your disgusting relationship, and to top it all off, you're slovenly drunk. Your parents would be so ashamed of you. I'm sure his parents would have been ashamed of you too, Jen's grandfather who has no name. I don't know how you think you can raise your sister, but it's obviously that you're a disgrace. He turns to Ayumi, who looks on the verge of tears. Please think about what your grandmother and I are offering. It's for your own good. Without another word, he leaves. Oh, thank goodness. I really don't like that guy. I don't think anybody likes that guy. I don't even think Jin's grandmother likes that guy. But especially after everything he said. I want to crawl into a hole. I feel Jin slump against me. Ayumi, it's going to be okay. But let's get Jin to bed, okay? Yeah. She holds the door open and pulls back his cover so we can get him situated. I take his shoes off and try to make him a little more comfortable as I lay him on his side. Ayumi, can you get me a glass of water and some aspirin? You might need it in the middle of the night. She rushes out of the room and I rummage around for a waste packet in case he needs to barf. I set it next to his bed and he catches my arm weakly. Why are you doing this? He's right, you know. Why? Because, dummy, I love you and I hate seeing you hurting. But I can't say that now, not while he's like this. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Just get some rest, okay? Ayumi brings the things I asked for and we leave to let him rest. I leave the door open a crack and stare worriedly at Jin's face. He's already passed out. Just make sure he stays on his side. I'm sure he'll be better in the morning. Ayumi looks like she's going to start crying any minute, but I have to ask. What was your grandfather's offer?
It's nothing. Thanks for bringing Jin home. I appreciate it.
Of course. And I'm sorry you had to see him like that.
It's not your fault. He just got sad. We all get sad when there are things that we can't control happening. I'm sorry Grandpa's so mean.
Hey, you can't control it. No worries. I should let you get some sleep.
Yeah, I'll try.
I head back to Soichiro's. It's around midnight when I return to Soichiro's house. It doesn't really feel like home anymore. The lights in the living room are still on. I can hear everyone's voices. Great, so they're holding an impromptu bonding session today. It never rains, huh? I feel angry at myself for not being brave enough to open the door. If I could just waltz in there despite all that happened, I would. But I guess I wouldn't be myself then. For a moment I considered spending the night in a hotel, but I forgot my wallet. I'm about to turn around and walk for another hour or so when I hear a female voice. I freeze. I'd recognized it everywhere. I fling the door open and run into the living room. I see a warm and cozy tableau. Shinya stands near the window, leaning on the wall and facing the couch. Kane sits in the easy chair with a cup of tea in his hands. Soichiro sits on the couch, and on his left, she's wearing a purple blouse and a pink skirt she made herself. Her hair is tied in 2 braids with a couple of loose strands, and her cheeks are flushed slightly as if she walked in the cold for a long time. Her eyes are warm, summer sky blue. My mom. When she sees me, she smiles and gives me a little wave. She gets up and starts walking towards me. Surprise! Hi, Haru. Why are you here? The question comes out harsher than I intended. She stops, her smile disappears, and she gazes at me, her face now tight with concern. Is everything alright? The easy atmosphere evaporates. The room gets very quiet. I feel everyone's eyes on me. I try not to look in Shinya's direction. Haru, if this is a bad time... It's fine. Everything's fine. I should be glad to see her. I should be hugging her right now and telling her how I've missed her. That is what my brain is telling me, but the rest of me is just screaming in frustration. Why now? I wanted to see you. I thought I'd surprise you. Are you happy to see me? Oh, I'm thrilled, ecstatic. Can you tell? Maybe we can go to your room and talk. But why? You look like we're having such a good time. Maybe it's me who should go. I clearly don't belong here. Why are you sitting here with everyone laughing when I'm... She takes a step towards me. I move away. She looks hurt but manages to smile. Honey, I was waiting for you. Soichiro and I know each other. You remember that, right? He invited me in and we started talking. The others saw us and just joined in. We were actually talking about you. How great you're doing. You're working so hard. I'm proud of you. The words feel like a punch in the gut. Proud? Is that really how you feel? Of course it is. I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. I turn away from her and walk back to the front door. I close it behind me. I stand a couple meters away from Soichiro's house, inhaling and exhaling slowly. I'm cold, but it's okay. I want to stay here until I'm numb enough to stop feeling things. The front door opens, and I hear familiar footsteps. Haru! Can you go? Please? I'm going back in 2 days. I hope tomorrow we'll be able to talk. Please call me. I love you. Her voice is quiet and rough. She stands there for a few seconds, but I don't turn around. Finally, she goes away. I return inside and go straight to my room. No one stops me. I shut the door and throw myself on the bed. After a while, I start feeling very young and foolish. She drove all this way to see me, and the first thing I did was make a scene. I never lashed out at her in this way before. Will we be able to make up? I woke up even more tired than I went to bed. Yesterday feels like a horror show with everything that happened with Jen and then having my mom show up to top it all off. I push her from my mind and groan. All I can think about is Jen. I hope that he's okay, that he slept through the night, that he's not hungover, that Yumi is okay, moreover, that whatever her grandfather said to her isn't messing with her too badly. With a sigh, I start getting up. It feels like I just laid down, but I know I'll never get any more sleep, so I might as well go see if Jin is okay. Immediately I can tell something is wrong inside the house based on the yelling that's going on inside. Mostly it's just Ayumi yelling. Still it's loud as hell, and I'm worried that someone might get called over it. I knock loudly and it stops. Ayumi opens the door.
Oh good, finally someone with some sense.
She storms back in and I take that as a cue to follow. Jin is barely sitting up in bed and he looks terrible. Ayumi immediately lays back into him.
Hey, look Jin, Haru's here to see you, isn't that nice? He took care of you yesterday too.
Her tone is so loud that even I wince, but I know she's doing it for him. He must be hurting because he winces too. Okay, thank you Ayumi.
This idiot didn't tell us just how reckless he was last night. I don't know how you found him, but did you see this?
No, don't. She pokes him in the ribs and he groans and falls back on the bed. What the hell?
He got hurt yesterday. Tell him, Jin. Tell him how you got hurt.
Knock it off, Ayumi. This isn't necessary. I know I messed up.
Do you?
She looks at me.
He got hit by a car.
What? Clipped. Just barely touched me. And it wasn't going fast. It was in a parking lot. Still, that hurts. I've been hit by clipped by enough cars to know that it still hurts. She glares and pokes him in the ribs again. Ow, knock that off.
No, you knock it off. I'm tired of all this and I'm not going to pretend this is okay because it's not. You're always gone, you're always helping someone and letting people take advantage of you, and I never see you, and then stuff like this happens to you. Do you think I want you to get into fights? Do you think I want you to work 3 jobs? No. I want you to be at home. I miss you.
Tears well up in her eyes and she looks at the ground.
I miss you, and you're always gone helping other people, but I need you too. And the truth is, you don't care enough about yourself to care about me, too. Everyone else always comes first. Well, I'm tired of your savior complex. You're not a superhero, Jin. Not to all these dumb people that don't even know you. You were my superhero. But now, I never see you. I just make lunch or dinner for you, and that's it. You're always gone, and I miss you. I already lost Mom and Dad. I don't want to lose.
She lets out a sob, and I see Jin's fist clench in the sheets. Ayumi, I'm sorry.
Grandpa and Grandma want me to move in with them. And I don't know. I don't like him, but maybe I should. If this is how you want to be. I love you, but I can't keep watching you do these things. You clearly don't need me, and you're probably better off without me weighing you down.
Ayumi. See, Jin, look what you've done. She turns on her heel and storms off. I hear the front door slam. Jin looks completely gutted by what she said, but is silent. I don't know what to say. She's really worried about you. There's nothing to worry about. I had a slip up one day. Jin, did you listen to a single thing she said? She needs you. Needs you. Jin shakes his head and looks sadly at his lap. He laughs, but it doesn't sound happy. I don't know. Maybe she would be better off with my grandparents. You can't be serious. My grandparents are rich. They can provide for Ayumi in a way that I can't. And with them, there would always be someone around to take care of her. I know I'm unreliable, but I try to make money to pay the bills and get her the things that she needs. Do you think she'd like to move? Changing schools? Leaving you? She loves you. She didn't sound very happy with me just then. That's because you did something incredibly dumb. You can be frustrated with someone and still love them. I think about my own mother. Besides, if she moves out, I won't have to worry about her anymore. Won't have to worry about the bills as much or being home on time. I'll have a lot more freedom. Plus, you can spend the night if you want. Like, that's going to make us happy. He winks at me. Did he actually just turn this into a let's get my sister out of the house so we can have sex thing? He did. But when I look in his eyes, I know he doesn't mean it. Have you eaten yet? I think I should make you some breakfast. You need to get something in your system. Nah, I'm good. Besides, I want to go for a ride. He pushes off the bed, wincing slightly. Maybe he thinks that I don't see, but I know that he's definitely hurting. Shouldn't you go to a hospital? Seriously, I'm fine. The car was basically parked. Jin, please. Just leave me alone, okay? I honestly don't know why you're still here. Because I care about you, you dummy. But the words won't leave my throat. He brushes past me. Where are you going? Like I said, I'm going for a ride. Can't you wait? No. Fine then, at least take me with you. Why? Because I want to be with you right now, okay? He stares at me a long moment and sighs. Fine. We're going wherever I want to go. No complaints. Okay. I'm just worried about you. There's nothing to be worried about. We're all overreacting. We go outside and get on his motorcycle. They keep calling it motorbike and I want to call it a motorcycle. We go outside and get on his motorbike. I try to be mindful when I wrap my arms around his waist and not put too much pressure on his sides, but I feel him tense up under me regardless. I think about loosening my grip slightly, but he zips off into the daylight so fast that I almost fall off the back of the bike. I curse. Hey, slow down. Jin only laughs in return. Street signs and buildings whiz past us so fast that the colors start blurring together. The wind is stinging my eyes so badly that I have to close my eyes. Also, shouldn't we be wearing helmets? You know, I didn't think about that when I first saw the scene, but now we should be wearing helmets. Jin, I'm serious. Knock it off. Slow down, damn it. I hear the motorbike rev and suddenly there's another burst of speed. I squint my eyes open enough to look at the odometer. We're nearly going 90 miles per hour. This isn't fun, it's terrifying. Jin, please stop, you're scaring me. You're going to get us killed. He tenses and mercifully eases on the brakes. The world is a little less of a kaleidoscope of colors. Finally, he pulls into a park and stops. It's only after he turns the bike off that I realize he's shaking. Jin? He moves to get off, and I scoot off as well. It's only now that I get a closer look at his face. He looks like he's going to start crying at any moment. Jin, who is strong. Jin, who always has a smile on his face. Do you want to talk about it? Jin bites his lip and walks over to the park bench. He sits heavily onto it. Slowly I sit next to him, waiting for him to make the first move. I don't want to rush him. After what feels like eons, he lets out a shaky breath. I always did cause other people trouble. I don't say anything, I just wait for him to continue. Part of me is afraid if I stop him, he might never tell me his true thoughts. I guess I've always been like this. The hero complex. I mean, I just want to help people. Okay, we'll stop here. We'll find out more about Jin's hero complex thing in the next episode. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. I am Cat. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.